Hey, we back. I don't know what happened, but I think we got shut down. But we back on live. I'm gonna try to get everybody back on the live right now. I'm sorry about that, y'all. Let's see here. Yeah, we got shut down, but we back in. We back in. Trying to get Miss Shotty and Sister Pun
Hey,
back in
so
here.
yeah, Instagram only gives 1 hour.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
So I'll keep a track of the time. We could do this however long we want, but I'll keep a track of the time to make sure, when we get into that mark and then we can bring it back. You want to try to get her back on?
Yeah, let me send another request.
All right, I'm gonna go finish it. Hey y'all, I'm still about to get my Easter dinner going.
Wow, this is a lot, sis.
Yo,
This,
she's amazing.
I,
I hope you guys are all enjoying this live. Hey Jen. Mwah, hey
what up,
girl.
man? What up, Travel Jet Setter? What up, Keza?
Hi guys. Did you
Guys,
shoot her the request now so she can be aware that we're trying to
yeah.
get back in
What
touch
up, Miss
with her?
Jackie? I did. I sent it to her. Yo,
All
y'all
right.
stay
Hey, Miss
tuned.
Blackie.
Stay in the chat.
Hey, Queen. How are you?
What up,
Tiff
Miss
Tiff, what's
Sisters?
going on?
What's poppin'? Yo, everybody in the chat, we're gonna be taking questions from y'all shortly.
Yes, y'all drop your questions in the chat, please.
Yeah, I'm gonna have her see if she can answer some of y'all questions in a little bit after I get mine out and Miss Hottie gets hers out. We're gonna
Yeah,
start taking.
I'm enjoying this. Like, she's definitely putting out some insight.
Oh yeah, man, she's dropping gems. This is like
She is
exclusive,
definitely.
exclusive,
We love you too, Miss Lackey.
exclusive information never heard before. Uh,
Right.
Like I didn't even know, of the infidelity, or I didn't know Liza was cheating on Pun with the pizza guy. I didn't know she was cheating on Pun with his brother.
Not the pizza guy.
Yeah, like
Not no, it was having his urn in the club for me.
it was
Like,
having to earn in the club. Oh yeah,
now that makes me even wonder if she even has his urn. If she was that reckless then with it, who's to say how reckless she's been with it over the years?
Keza, I'm getting to that question soon. Don't worry.
Oh wait, I didn't even see Keza. Where's Keza?
She's KM Hustle. I'm gonna get to that question real soon.
Oh, KM Hustle. Hey Keza, what's up, girl?
Yeah, cause it seems a little bit sketchy. Like maybe somebody was after a life insurance policy. Who knows? It just
Right.
doesn't seem.
You all, I just started this new IG page, so please, everybody up here that follows Hot Shot, follow me on this page. I don't have no followers any minute at the moment. I just started this page today, but yeah, y'all definitely hit me up, shoot me a request. I got you guys because I know y'all all family that's up in here. Y'all rock with me, I rock with you. You know that.
Okay, she's calling me now. Hold on a second.
Okay. Yeah, just let her know that Instagram only gets that hour.
Hey, love. Yeah. So, I just got informed that Instagram lets you go live for 1 hour at a time. So I guess after the hour, they kick you.
Whoa, that was a lot to take in, but it was necessary. Definitely,
Yes, I'm gonna
definitely.
send you another request, so you could join the live right back.
But I'm glad you all are rocking with us. Thank you so much. Also, Hot Shot Radio, we has started a new YouTube page. If you don't know, now you know. The link is definitely on his. Is it on? Did you put it on your page yet?
Yeah,
Um,
it's in my
Hot in the
bio.
Streets. Hot in the Streets is HOTNDA Streets. Hot in the Streets. That's a new platform for YouTube. That's where it's all gonna go down at. All right. I
Don't
mean,
talk
the
about.
regular Hot Shot Radio is still gonna be popping, but we also, Hot Shot Radio done he got a junior now.
Yeah, yeah. I had a baby. So listen, Hot in the Streets is going to be about all the street stuff. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be talking about everything that goes down in the streets. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And Hot Shot Radio is gonna stay up for the celebrity news and all that.
Yeah, we're gonna have the celebrity news, and then we're gonna have everything that we love to talk about, whether it's things in the community, abuse, or everything that's all under the umbrella that we all have not talked about in a while because we've been caught up with the celebrity news. But now we're gonna put that to the side and get back to you guys, all right? And definitely, and create an even safer space for us, all right?
Absolutely.
So Hot in the Streets. That's HOTNDA Streets.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, sis. And we're currently just waiting for Miss Rodriguez, Nicky
All right,
Rodriguez.
I'm gonna run to the kitchen. You guys go ahead right here. I'll be right back.
All right, cool. Yeah, we're waiting for Nikki, aka Sister Pun, aka Big Pun Sister, to join us back on live. We did.
Also, bro, were you able to save this?
Yes, it's posted up.
All right, if there's somebody in Miss Lackey, Keza, Travis, Jester, one of y'all, if y'all could screen record for us.
Right, we're gonna post this up on YouTube. Um, I'm gonna have it up on my main channel next Friday, and I'm gonna have it up on my backup channel by tonight, hopefully. So We just got we had Big Pun's sister on here, man. She was dropping a lot of jewels, a lot of knowledge, a lot of stuff that we didn't know regarding Pun and his relationship back in the day, her relationship with his baby moms. Um, Pretty much, she's suspecting that Pun's baby moms had something to do with his death. She's suspecting that she was the cause of the murder. This is big allegations, big claims she's making. She still feels that way. She wants to take a lie detector test, and it's really sad. It's really sad because there's a big division within the family right now. I expected that after Pun's death, the family would really get more united and hold his legacy up. You know what I'm saying? Represent him the way he should be representing him. And it's sad, but we're still unfolding things and details on the story. But that's pretty much where we're at. I just wanted to catch everybody up to speed. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's crazy claims. I don't know if you guys seen the Big Pun documentary. It was put out years ago. And pretty much his baby moms is on there saying that she didn't want to give him CPR because he was foaming out the mouth. She also failed to call the ambulance or the medics, paramedics soon enough. She was hesitant for whatever reason. So, it's there's a lot of unanswered questions. There's a lot of red flags. Um, Hold on a second. And we're trying to get to the bottom of things. Like if this is really true, if any of this is really true, it's gonna be really sad because it's like if I just can't believe that we lost Pun. I mean, it seems like that, with all the evidence or all of the allegations or whatever, we've heard Liza to say and whatever, we've heard Nicky to say. It seems it can easily be seen like that she did have something to do or she negated his health. She negated help. It seems like she, irresponsibility on her behalf. And it's just like, why wouldn't you give him CPR? Whether he was foaming out the mouth or not.
Right, right. You did everything else, for him. Did you send her the request or?
Yeah, it's still waiting for her. I don't know why it's not connecting.
She's awesome, though. I definitely keep her in my prayers. You guys do the same,
Yeah, man, I'm glad she
comes off very sincere. She comes off very, you know what I mean? Like, just, yeah.
All right, so it's saying she's unable to join. I'm not sure why. Let me try to get her back on here. I'm trying to get her back on here for y'all guys. Give me one moment.
She said, why wait for her to call the police? Why she wait? And I mean, even just the police, why she didn't go next door to the next room over where the homies were to alert anyone? Why did she wait until this man was fully gone and then said something? Yeah, I'm sure she's still hurt. 20 years, that's her bro. Like, I couldn't imagine that pain.
Yeah, no, oh man, listen. That's her. She's her brother's keeper, and I get it. That's me with my sibling. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want the best for my siblings. I want to know what happened. I would want to know what happened to my siblings. God forbid if something like this happened. God bless them. But it's a tragic way to go. Pun, he didn't really live out his full career. He had a real early, real short career, and his fans deserve the truth. What happened behind the scenes? What happened to Pun on the day of his death? Was there any irresponsibility, any negligence? And this is what we want to get to the bottom of today. It's saying that she's unable to join. I don't know for what reason. It's not letting me invite her.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Is she in the chat?
I don't know if she's in the chat. Let me see. Let me tell her to go in the chat.
If she can go in the chat, maybe we can add her that way. Or she could request to join like I did. No, honey, I can't. Hotshot started the let me see. Hold on. I see it's a button here that's like a plus. Yeah, because he started this live. So
I invited her like 5 times, but it keeps saying she's unable to join. I don't know why.
Okay, I'm gonna follow her. Okay, she's invited. Let's see where it says she's invited.
I think I'm probably gonna have to go out and come back in.
You want to start it over?
They reported her. That's why probably she can't join. Oh, they probably did.
Who would report her though? Oh, well, them.
Right. They probably. I just sent her a message saying that, telling her to get in the chat and try to request to join, see if it works that way. Um, yeah, man, this is really sad. Really sad news. I mean, this has opened up a whole can of worms because it's like now these are like missing details that we didn't know nothing about. We didn't know about the infidelities going on with um, Pun's wife and his brother.
Right. Jen said it was just getting juicy.
Yeah, it was getting real.
No, for real, it was though. Like we came into this interview with one perspective, and here we are. We're on a whole, wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
it went a whole nother route, and it's crazy because no one knew of this. You know what I'm saying? No one knew that this ever went down. This is exclusive.
Yeah, they can't handle the truth, and they don't want the truth to be exposed, But at the end of the day, what's done in the dark will always find its way to the light. Okay, she says she's here. She's in the chat. All right, Nikki. So can you see where it says request to join?
There it is.
You got her? Okay.
View request, go live. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see.
If that'll work. Because that's how I join.
It says waiting for Rodriguez. Let's see.
There she go.
Okay.
Well, the
Got
good,
you back.
the good thing that just happened is that I realized one term I used wrong. I said that he was foaming at the mouth. It's actually he was drooling. Okay,
Wow.
so because I know you have to be, say everything exactly correct for people.
Right.
It was drooling.
That makes it even worse.
All right. So we realized that Instagram only gives us 60 minutes. So if it cuts out again, we can just go back in because I don't have a time limit to how long we can do this. I don't know.
Me too.
We here, and we got our faithful family here. These are all our hotties and shotties.
Is everybody back? Is everybody back?
Yeah.
Everybody's back. Everybody's back. So
good,
they work. They know we can't get right sometimes. So.
Okay. That happens. That happens.
That's all right. So I'm gonna keep in track of the time. You know what I mean? So that way we can kind of have an idea of when we're gonna cut it and then restart it. Okay.
Okay.
So at 9:05, 9:05. That's when it ended. So I'll say about once it gets to like 10 o'clock, let's just reboot and do it all over again. And these lives are being saved so that we're gonna upload them onto our Instagram on our YouTube channel.
So what happened to what we recorded already? You still have it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have that already.
Okay, you just attach it, edit together?
Yeah,
Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
So then we're just gonna put it as one.
Right.
Okay, hey Ra, I see you.
All right. So where were we? Were we at foaming at the mouth?
So yeah,
Yeah.
that makes it even worse.
Drooling.
At the mouth, right?
The mouth. I mean, you can't take a little drool. Come on.
I mean, come on. Matter of fact, let me not even go there.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I was gonna say, no, listen. I was gonna say, married that many years, I'm sure it took a lot of drooling. I mean, let's keep it real. I mean, come on, 30 and 20, right? Right? You couldn't save it. You couldn't save his life. Stop it. Stop it.
It just doesn't make sense. And then we left off at the part where she was in the shelter. So it was claims that Fat Joe gave her $1 million. I don't know how she blew $1 million so quick. My thing is, I don't know if are you familiar with who Jelly Bean is?
Yeah.
So Jelly Bean actually bought 25. He bought part of Big Pun's publishing deal.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I learned is that it was split in 3 ways. It was split 37.5% for Fat Joe, 37.5% for Liza, and 25% for Jelly Bean. From what I read, Liza was given an initial advance of $1 million around there. You said 250,000, then it was the $1 million. And then after that, she was getting the publishing portion or the royalties for 37.5%. So I'm not understanding how was her situation so bad where she had to go into a shelter. if she was getting part of the publishing deal after the movie?
Exactly. I mean, I'm Pun's sister, and those are my niece and nephews, and I'm telling you that it looked good for everyone else. You know, it looked good, you know, to play the part poverty stricken, whatever helps to get more, you know, can knock that, but she had somewhere to go. She
Right.
has somewhere to go, and yeah.
Right. So is those numbers still in place today? Is she still entitled for any
Yeah.
royalties or anything? That's kind of like a for life thing, or
No, yes, she is, but as in the exact numbers, because
right.
remember when she got the lawsuit money from Joe a couple of years ago, you know, some things were changed there. So I don't know the exact numbers there, and I don't want to give any false information. So,
Right.
But
no.
she still is getting something
Yeah.
to the
Mhm.
royalties. Wow.
Pretty much.
And she doesn't look out for your mother. Wow.
My mother actually almost died, two
I wish her.
occasions. And yeah, one was a few months ago. My mother collapsed in the bathroom, and she told me sometimes, she's like, Nikki, if I could just see the kids, you know. And it's sad because they're not kids anymore.
Right.
They've grown. But she still, the last time she seen them, they were kids. So to her, you know, I have my grandmother. She lives in Florida, and she's about a little bit over 80, and she hasn't seen them either. You know,
Wow.
it's sad. I mean, I don't know. I'm different. My kids, I encourage. I went through a divorce, but I always encourage my kids, keep in touch with your grandma, keep in
Right.
touch with your father, you know,
Right.
keep in touch, because it's the right thing to do. I don't think it's fair that what you feel the kid has to, because now they're missing out on cousins, you know, they're missing out on birthday parties and all those things that make memories.
And the
You just
children shouldn't have to pay for any of the adult,
took your life away. Yeah.
right. They shouldn't have to pay for the adult conflicts.
Yeah.
This is a really sad situation. I feel like, her and Pun are going through some turmoil. I mean, her and Fat Joe are going through some turmoil. Um, Fat Joe also stated he didn't go to the street naming because he had he didn't want to be around certain people. I think Cuban Link being one of those people. He stated he didn't want his kids by them. He will never want his kids by his kids. He will never want to stand beside him. I mean, these were like really strong, emotions that he was pretty much letting out and how he feels about Cuban Link. Um, there was rumors back in the day that him and Cuban Link had some kind of beef, and maybe he even sent somebody to cut Cuban Link in the face. How true is that to your knowledge?
I don't know. I really don't know. I can't even answer that because I don't know. It will be an assumption just like you guys. That wouldn't be fair.
And
Right.
you have a good relationship with Cuban today, do you?
No, as I mentioned, I haven't seen him in 18 years. When I saw him at the street sign was the first time, because he was upset with me before because I was okay with Joe. Not that Joe and I hang out at all. We've never hung out. But it was one of those things that I lived in Florida. Joe had moved to Florida, and I was going to clubs a lot. And I would bump into him, or he was doing a performance or something, and he showed me love. You know,
Right.
he said, give me a hug. I love you, Nikki. I said, I love you back. And that's it. We went our both different ways, and I don't see him again until another show or another bump in the street. But I mean, that's about it. But that bothered him. He didn't like that. He feels like, they if I don't deal with him for this reason, why are you okay? But the truth is, I haven't seen you either. You know what I mean?
Well,
I haven't,
Cuban
I haven't
claims
seen, I
that,
haven't seen,
Cuban
huh?
claims that he claims that Joe was not giving Pun all of his money. Do you feel like any of that has truth to it? Like, Joe wasn't, giving Pun everything he deserved out of his, royalties and all that other stuff and his
What I
publishing.
can, what I can say is, and let me tell you something, for the 20 years my brother been gone, I've done a lot of research. Done research with entertainment management. I've done research with every aspect because I'm trying to be like a detective myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? But what I've learned is, period, in this business, it is expected that's gonna happen. So I wouldn't be surprised because that's what goes on here in the business. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's how it is. It's not fair, but it happens, and it's very common.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I just, it brings a lot of questions to me and a lot of the fans, and it's like, we got people like Fat Joe, like Jennifer Lopez, like Remy Ma that have the money and have the power to actually bring recognition, bring his legacy back to life. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
make host these events where his birthday is being celebrated, his death is being celebrated, is being remembered. Like pretty much, people haven't forgot about Pun. The new generations to come don't know about him. So this is why, it should be emphasized and it should be reiterated and it should be reintroduced. The fans are still out there. There's a bunch of fans still out there that want to know more. And I'm glad you came on here today and pretty much are telling us more things that we've never heard before. You know what I'm saying? And it's bringing a clearer picture to what, could have been happening behind the scenes or might have went down when it came to his death. So that's really appreciative. And
that's why I want to tell everyone watching that, not for my situation, not for my life, but for any celebrity family thing that you see going on, stop falling for the first thing you hear.
Right.
Stop. Don't do that, because it's like the game telephone when you were a kid. The one person says a secret and then they keep passing it, and by the time it ends up, it's a whole nother story. So don't believe everything that you see, hear, read. Also get it from the source.
Right.
Just don't do the hearsay. So don't be victim to that.
It's so sad. It's so sad, Nicky, because Chris Jr. is like a replica of Pun in a way.
He's dope.
He's so dope. He's so dope. He's so talented. He has that that flow, that lyrical. That it makes you.
He
think
has it.
Is what Pun had. Is that DNA? He has it in him. Is that lyric? Is that flow? That freestyle that makes you really think and decipher the words and decipher the lyrics. It's not just the regular, kiddie rhyme rap. It's real rap where you really real life shit. Where you really like the way he just put that together. It's like a puzzle.
Very intelligent.
Very intelligent individual. Actually, he would even be, in my opinion, he would even be a good candidate to play Pun in a biopic or a docu-series or something like that.
You know what, I agree, but what's so sad, because what I mentioned in my other interview, because of the selfishness and the pride of people, they that sounds like a great idea, but I don't want to be part of it because I don't like you, and I don't want to be part of it because I don't like him, and I don't want you working with that person because I don't like them, because that's happened. People have come to me when I was pursuing the street name before, when I had written my book, and there's a lot of that. Like, I'm not gonna don't say I told you, but so and so said that not to fuck with you. I'm giving the exact words I was told. Fuck with you because of this reason, and I'm talking about Liza's side.
Right.
So it's ridiculous that some great projects or some great things are missed out on because you just have so much pride because you don't like the person. I just understand.
Absolutely. It's like, people should put their pride aside, especially for the fans and the people that really love Pun and would love to see, some kind of gathering, some kind of unity, some kind of, you know what I'm saying? A family reunion pretty much between everybody, the Terror Squad, the family, the friends. Like, people want to see this legacy keep going, and people want to see, his peers and his loved ones continue to represent him and put him in a good light. It's just sad for his legacy to be tarnished this way and go out.
I remember what I was doing my brother's wall. I had paid for his wall that he had done in 2010. I paid tax crew to do that one. And I was having the events where I was trying to get street names from everyone in the community. Everybody was coming out, within that community board and signing the papers. And she had showed up, and Triple Sace has said, listen, Liza wants to talk to you. She's over there by the truck. And I said, tell her to come over here, talk to me. He goes, no, Nikki, because you don't want nothing to happen. So it's the moment, the way it's going, getting signatures. So I said, okay. I went over there, and she was very cocky. Was like, Nikki, I can really shut this shit down right now, but you know what? I'm gonna let you keep doing what you're doing. And I'm saying to myself, like, who are you? Like, you feel like you can just shut shit down? Why would you want to shut it down? I'm doing this for your husband, my brother. I'm doing something positive. So why would you even why would that even come out your mouth that, I can't shut this down right now, but you know what? I'm doing you a favor. I'm going to let you keep doing what you're doing.
Mm.
You know, so it's like cockiness, you know, and that's just the way it's been for so long. It's been like that for so long.
Yeah, let's not
Wow.
forget, Pun went double platinum. First Puerto Rican rapper to go double platinum. Big accolade. Huge, huge
Yeah.
accolade. Yeah, he's one of my top 5 too, definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
And
have any other questions?
it's so sad because, you know, there was a revelation that it turned out she was my cousin. We found out from ancestry.com, and that opened the door, and I guess she felt comfortable to let me know about the wall, and I was
Right.
grateful and thanked her because I thought this was her doing. And when I showed up, and you know, we left in a neutral basis. Now we didn't leave friends. We left more like, thank you for inviting me. I respect that. You know, thank you for coming, whatever. But it's so sad because since this is something at the end of the day that's never got resolved, and I've never got the lie detector test done. I've never got, so it's like, it's hard to really have complete peace because it's not resolved.
Right.
I'm gonna know, like, obviously now because it's being vocalized now, but has she felt like, did she know that these accusations, that you feel like she had something to contribute to his death?
Yeah, yeah. She been you because I told her myself. I told you when I confronted her and told her, she
Right.
was like, "Why you think I did?" And then a few years later, it's like, "You still think I did, and why you think I did?" And then a few years later, and during those conversations where she's trying to find out where my mind's at,
Right.
she's giving she's giving me more pieces that I said to myself, was she thinking when she was talking? Because she just told me, she just put a gun to his head 3 times,
Mm.
you know, and she just told me this, you know, about the Fat Joes being inside his crib waiting for him with my brother's other sister, Nairi, sitting in a car waiting for him. So I'm like, for you to sit in a car and wait for someone, that's what you call that, pre-made. That's you planning it. It wasn't something that just happens.
What was she waiting for Fat Joe for, to get home?
Yeah.
We both were thinking. She wanted to take him out because of the whole money thing. You know, it was like, yeah, but he never came home. He never came home.
Well,
Did
thankfully.
Joe know that?
Joe knows that. I think he knows that.
I mean, he would know now.
He knows now.
Don't know. He knows, nigga.
Yeah.
Well, listen, that's because that's a big.
Deep.
That's deep, and it's like, come on, if you have the heart of a murderer, and you're
another thing too, that's why I said before, because back many years ago, I made sure, I said, let me be smart. Let me make sure that I inform people and let people know that, God forbid something happened to me, you know where you need to go,
Right,
and where you need to look. And I said, I've been saying that for 20 years. I've been saying to people close to me, like, if something ever happens to me, please go here, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, this is the point of doing internet interviews, and this is why I always advocate for that, because people be like, "Oh, why did they go to the internet? They could have went anywhere." Well, you need to leave a paper trail or something, some kind of trace.
Yeah.
These things happen where people go missing and it's mysterious, and no one ever knows what the hell happens.
Because people want to keep you from talking. People want to keep you from saying things. You know what I mean? This is someone's life. Someone could go to prison for a very long time for this. You know what I mean? So people do things to shut you up. And the thing is that I'm speaking this to you, knowing that, especially, I come from this life,
right? So
I know, I know how it operates. So I know by me speaking, I can put myself at risk, but it is worth the risk. I'm willing to go out like that, because at least you guys know at the end of the day, and my kids have that respect for me. Like, my mom did it. My mom, she kept up for her brother. So I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
You talk about all the people that didn't show up or even just rep Pun. You know, you spoke Remy Ma, J-Lo, and a few. I personally, I know you claimed your alliance with Joe. You're saying you're cool with Joe and everything, but I don't see him repping Pun. I haven't seen him rep Pun. I mean, if I've missed something along the lines, then maybe that's my fault. I can, you know what I mean? But what keeps you from adding Joe to that list?
I'm going to put it like this. The reason you don't see nobody repping Pun, my brother, the reason you don't even see family doing anything is because there's something stopping, there's something interfering, there's something that someone don't want to deal with. It's kind of like, let me tell you a situation. You know, like a man and a woman, they have a child together, they break up. Now the father stays away, not because he don't love his kid,
Right.
but he don't want to deal with the woman. He don't want to deal with the mother because she's nagging. You know, she's bothering. So in result, what happens? The kid doesn't see their father because the mother is immature, you know, and wants to have drama, and he wants to keep away from the drama. So that's what happens. Everybody's like, I want to do this for him, but you know what? I really don't want to get into that because like I got to deal with her. You know, I got to deal with it. And that's what's been going on for so long. That's what's been going on for so long. Even when I was going before, when people coming at me regarding film movies, they're like, yeah, Nicky, boy, you know. No, I mean, they coming at me. I wasn't looking for a movie, but people came to me knowing that I wrote a book. They're like, why don't you put it into a movie? And they were like, yeah, you know, the only thing is his wife and his wife. And I used to be like, why you guys are so scared of his wife? I don't know, maybe it's me, but I'm like, what are y'all so scared about? Like, well, I don't understand, you know. But just from those kind of replies that I would get, it just told me that people don't want to deal with her. Right. You know, that they don't want to deal with that. So they're like, you know what? They don't want to deal with the headache. They're like, I'm just stay away from all of them. You know, and that's how it is.
So
why would you think it's hard to keep her husband's legacy, you know, going? You know,
it doesn't.
Somebody wrote in the comments. They said that she ruined his legacy. I think she ruined her legacy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You can't ruin Pun's legacy because regardless of what,
Pun is
you know what I mean. Pun is gonna be Pun, and he's gonna be Pun to me, Pun to you. He's your brother. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't think she could have ruined his legacy. She ruined her own, number one, and she stopped that bag. Like, she's messing it up for herself. You know what I mean?
Making yourself look bad, you know?
You know what I mean? Like, I know it's not all about the money, so to speak, but she's stopping what could have been. You know what I mean? Because he is definitely up there with all the greats.
And my nephew's career. I think my nephew's career could be popped off by now. Because he's so damn talented.
I've always wondered why he didn't, you know, get to where I've heard him over the years.
People don't want to deal. Yeah. They're turned off.
He should have
turned off.
Someone said they brought a Pun t-shirt from Liza. They feel stupid.
She was selling
okay. That's okay, because it went to my niece and nephew. That's okay.
Okay. Man, listen, there's no reason why Chris Jr. Shouldn't be famous right now. Like, he has what it takes. He has the talent. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The flow.
Absolutely.
And it's like, you know, I heard him say before he don't want no handouts. He don't want to make it seem like he needed Fat Joe to boost his career. But it's not really. I feel like if maybe you need that push to just get, you know, some kind of airtime or some kind of radio play, and then you take off from there on your own. You know what I'm saying?
But one thing I do want to say, and if my nephew ever were to watch this video, I just want to give him advice. Stay humble and don't forget where you come from. Don't let this shit get to your head. Don't let it get to your head. I just want him to know that.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Because even Pun needed some kind of assistance to get his career, you know, popping, like get it up there. Like, and that's where Fat Joe came in.
We all need somebody. Right. We all need somebody.
Right. So, you know, I feel like that's pretty much stopping him is the lack of communication and the lack of connections and you know, his resources and his bridges are burned. That's a big, it's almost as if he's 86th or 8-balled from the whole industry. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's sad. It's really sad. We want to see somebody continue that legacy. And
it's a waste. Yeah, it's like a waste of talent.
Exactly.
You know, it's a waste. Yeah, so many hits could have been made right now, you know?
Exactly. Oh man, he's a beast just like his dad. He's a beast. And
naturally.
Really smart, really intellectual, really eloquent dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was so happy when I seen him grow and I seen he was following his father's footsteps. I'm like, yes, we got another Pun. We got another Pun.
Heck yeah.
Pun
even with me not seeing him so long, I like, you know, in the back, I was so proud. I was like, you dope, my nephew's dope, you know?
Yeah.
You got that real love.
I love him regardless.
Absolutely, right.
Yeah, I love them regardless.
Of course, right. That's your blood and that's your brother's.
So, you know. But one thing I could say that would always be peace is that my niece and nephews could never say that I ever did anything to them. You know, nothing that was directed to them. It was their mother and I that was within the situation. But I love those kids. I adored those kids. When I lived with them, I mean, Amanda, Vanessa was my babies. You know what I mean? When baby Chris was born, I was in Florida, so when I would come visit, I'll spend time with Chris. But I lived with Amanda, Vanessa. You know, we were close. It was my babies. So it hurts, you know, especially Vanessa. Vanessa was my baby.
Right.
She was called Cesar. But yeah,
Man.
so you know.
Let me ask you a question in regards. I always wanted to know, just on a personal level, in regards to Pun's weight. You know, I've seen documentaries. Obviously, you know, they show the clips of his younger years, and you know, he was a smaller frame guy. At what point in his life did the weight start to get put on? And were there anyone, whether it be immediate family, close friends, his wife, was anybody getting concerned about his weight? Because he wasn't always big, you know, as far as weight stature.
Yeah. So the weight gain started when he won his lawsuit.
Okay.
So when he won his lawsuit, I mean, come on, we grew up poor. We come into this money. We don't know how to act. You know, we eating everything. So, you know, I mean, come on, you know, it was a big change from coming for nothing and then all of a sudden he got all this dough. So that's what happened with him. He was young when he got the money and he just was eating out all the time and the weight started coming on. But when the weight first started coming on, it actually looked good on him because he was like 220 at this point and he looked husky. Right. So it looked great. But now it just kept coming. And then we came to the realization that he's dealt with depression. So depression, it's like what we call it stress eating. People, when they feel depressed, they eat. So that was his comfort. Food was a comfort.
In that song, one of his last songs he did, the It's So Hard song, he said, I just lost 100 pounds. I'm trying to live.
He did.
What was he doing at that time to lose that weight? Was it he was doing it natural? Was he working with doctors? You know what I mean? Because right after that song, his demise came. You know what I mean?
Yeah, before when he made that song, he's talking about when he went to Duke University in North Carolina. He was at the fat camp over there. Yeah. And he did lose 100 pounds. He would have lost more if he would have stood the complete time, but he talked them into letting him get out. So he ended up getting out and gaining the 100 back plus another.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So that's what happened. Yeah, he ended up getting weight. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wow.
And he got so big that you would think he was that big all his life. You know, it was almost
right. Because when we were introduced to Big Pun, he was already big.
Yeah.
Watching, you know, documentaries and things.
Yeah,
like that.
No, he was handsome. He was
slim. He wasn't that big at all.
No, he was gorgeous. He had the ladies back in the days. What?
I could see where he would have the girls going crazy.
They were going crazy. Oh my God, he was young. They used to call him the Puerto Rican. I'll be sure. They used to call him Goy. What do you call it? Goya Jordan, because he played basketball. The Puerto Rican Jordan.
Did he have all that weight at the time when Liza admitted to having the affair? Could that have played a role in the, you know, why she wanted to have that affair?
Sure. Yes, he was big. And I'm sure
a woman, you know what I mean? Like your husband got too big and decided.
No.
I mean, it doesn't make no excuse because absolutely not. I'm not condoning fidelity at all, you know. But
but two things. Yes, I totally agree with that. That I'm sure that probably was what it is. You know, you're not attracted no more. You're not whatever. But again, you don't want it, you leave.
That part.
I'm not saying overnight, but you've been together so that many years. You had many times to leave, but you kind of saw the bigger picture at the end, right? You know, where he's heading. You know, so you know that's how I feel about it. Mm-hmm.
Do you know of anybody that, because I seen that he was part of the group Full Eclipse back before Terror Squad. Right. Mm-hmm. Are you still cool with any of those guys?
Armageddon, Prospect, and those weren't the ones that I, at least in my perspective, I didn't see like real together with my brother all the time, even though they were together. It was always like Cuban. I always saw, you know, Sace and Gilly, You know, those was like the real tight ones, like all constantly together. So yeah, so I wouldn't expect to keep in touch with them
Right.
because we never really was in touch. Yeah.
Okay.
So I have to understand about them either.
But I hear Gilly was a big part of, helping Pun and bathing him and stuff like that. That's real brotherhood shit to me. Like for somebody that
Yep.
a man to actually help you in that kind of way, like that's
Yep.
powerful to me. That I take my hat off, and give him much props and respect for that.
Yes, yes, I asked that. And again, please, people, don't forget about my cousin Booby. Alan Connie is the one I used to box.
Right. Yeah,
My brother's right-hand man.
Booby a lot.
Yeah, so people can't forget about him. From my understanding, my eldest niece Amanda had seen him and act like she didn't know him, but you know him. You know him. Okay.
What was your reaction when Pun came to you and said, "Yo, sis, I'm about to do this deal. I'm about to blow"? Like,
Oh my God. Well,
bring back that day. Get back into that emotion. Like, I'm sure you were super happy.
oh my God. Well, it was like a surprise because right before I left off to college, he was constantly going to his boy's studio that he had in the garage. Him and Cuban, they would always leave to go to studio, and he kept saying, "Watch, Nicky, you're gonna see, whatever." And I'm like, "Okay, Chris," like, "Oh, all right, just do it." So when I finally left, then I didn't hear nothing, but I figured he's doing what he needs to do back in New York. And then one day I get a call, I'm working at Checkers, and he's like, I was getting off of work, getting to my car, and he's like, if you in the car, put the radio because you're gonna hear something come on. I'm like, "What, Chris? What?" He's like, just listen. I'm like, "What, Chris?" So finally it comes on, and I couldn't remember at the time, the exact name of the song, but it was the one with the Scarface in the video in the background.
Okay.
And it came on, introducing such and such Pun, and I was like, "Ah!" I started screaming, and I didn't know what to do. And I put my window down, and I started screaming to the people, like, "That's my brother! You hear my brother? That's my brother!" I was young, and I was so excited. Yeah.
Did you ever get to see him perform in concert? Like,
yeah. I remember. I can tell you a funny story. Want to hear a funny story?
Yeah.
My brother was performing at the House of Blues, and I had invited, like, I was working at a nursing home. I was a CNA at the time. Yeah, I used to wipe my ass myself. So it was like 90, 98. I might be off a year, like 98. And it was a House of Blues in Orlando. I invited my girlfriends, whatever. My other girlfriend, I brought her backstage with me. And so we're now backstage. I was able to meet Miss Jones and, some other people. And right before my brother and Joe were going to go on the stage, my brother gives me a big speech. She was like, "Listen, Nicky, I'm going to go on the stage. You stay right here, all right? I'm like, "Yeah, Chris." And he's like, "You stay here, like don't be coming out here on the stage." And I'm like, "Yeah, Chris." I'm like, sure. So then all of a sudden he gets on the mic and he's like, "Big Paul, when he comes out, I'm like, "Oh!" I run on the stage and he's on the mic and he looks at me like, "Bitch," like, and I'm behind him like, "Ah!" going crazy. My girlfriend, but he was so upset, Then Joe looked at me like, "Oh my God, like, what are you doing?" But I remember at the House of Blues, because I never even been on a stage at the time. So I was like going crazy. I'm like, "What do I do up here?"
You probably made it better. You was probably like the hype girl.
He had a little mama moment when little mama jumped on stage with Jay-Z.
I remember I had a black castle and I jumped in the corner and my girlfriend and was just dancing and I was oh my God, I felt like for one day I was like, a star. So,
oh my God.
I was so young, but he was like, "Nicky, do not come on the stage." I'm like, I won't. And there he goes. We come out hyping everybody up, the crowd. I'm right behind them like, "Oh."
I'm sure that would, if Pun was still here right now today, that would be one of those look back at moments and crack the hell up over.
Yeah.
Right.
We had some funny, stupid, we had some like funny little fetishes that bothered us that we both mutually have. Is silly. Like, we hate to hear people whisper. It annoys us. So we would, as kids, we would go in each other's ear, just like making whispering sounds, and we just start die laughing because it was just so freaking annoying. So we'd go in each other's ear, just like, it drives each other crazy. So it's like those little special things that are very silly, but I miss them so much. I miss those little silly things. Yeah.
He looked like he had that persona, that, you know, clownish persona, where he was always
Right.
making jokes and he was always doing pranks on people. Like it was a
He
funny,
was.
you know,
And
down
I
there.
said, oh my God, I used to hate it because you know, before he popped off his pun and it was doing the full eclipse, I know he would have the guys over like Cuban and Sace or whatever. And, you know, he had this big thing, like, you know, don't you
Fall
like,
asleep. Don't fall asleep.
no, like don't mess with don't mess with my sisters. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And don't you think about, you know, the guys. So, you know, we never even thought about it. You might think one of them is cute or something, but that's about it. But to make you me look bad, my brother would like pick me up and bring me around a wedgie in front of them, you know? Yeah, like
Let me ask you, are you
and put them up and fly me in a circle just to make it look silly, so that look less appetizing to the guys. So I used to be like, please put me down, you know?
Oh shit, that
But
is
you know,
funny.
sure that I look stupid as hell, so that, you know, they don't look at me in an attractive way.
He knew what
Yeah.
time it was. He knew there was a lot of hound dogs in that studio.
Yeah.
He said,
Yeah.
are you out of your side of the family? I know you're standing on the front line for your brother. Is everyone else backing you? Are you supported in this mission that you're on right now?
Yeah, they backing me. To be honest with you, I just wish that the backing that they're giving me, that they had enough courage to be up here as well. It's like
Right.
they're, you know, afraid, scared. You know, that's sad. That's sad.
Right.
and I'm
That's
sure
really,
a lot of
really
people
sad.
use Pun's name to their advantage back then to get into clubs, to, you know, get free.
Yeah, I heard you say that.
Oh yeah,
You went
yeah.
off.
Talk about that. Yeah, there's some cousins that, you know, that were local, and I was trying to be specific, like the ones I know that were around shopping and snack, because I know they know who they are, and they know I know who they are. You know, I didn't want to say their name, but they know. You know, like, you know, shame on you. But not the ones that are far. You know, like my grandma lives in Florida. She's elderly. She can't come. You know, my uncles live in Florida. You know, it's not easy to travel from afar. But the
Absolutely.
This is the
local
grandmother
ones,
that raised you guys?
huh?
She's still here. This is the same grandmother that raised you and your brother?
Yeah, well, not raised us, but she had us for about 2 years.
God bless.
Right. She's still here on this earth?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. She's by herself,
God
and never. My mother and my grandmother have not seen the kids since the funeral.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
God bless.
This is
Yeah,
sad. This is so sad.
it's bad. Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible.
Somebody, I don't know if you want to take comments from, I wanted to give the
Yes,
audience
please.
an opportunity, you know, ask some questions. Somebody says the last time I saw Sage was around 3 years ago. We took pictures together at the Rock Rome house. I have the pictures on my Facebook profile. I miss Chase. You waved that. Okay. So we have some comments up here. Let me see if I find. Everybody, drop your comments. Now's the time to drop your comments if you want to ask some questions.
Please.
How did you feel about when Pun, you know, because of course he has his classics that we all dance and bop to. How did you feel about his darker side?
Well, just like my brother, I was always into music. You know, it was just that
Right.
when he started out, when I was younger, I was the more shy one. But that was,
Right.
you could tell that was his passion. You know, it wasn't my passion like that. I just loved that as a talent. So I respect, you know, in general, like all genres of music. I love, you know, alternative. I love rap. I love, you know, underground. I love world music from all over the world. Like, I'm very versatile, you know.
Yeah.
I'm one of those that I would have been better off like the producer in the back, because I have a great ear, you know what I mean?
Right.
But
Hey, it's never too late.
yeah, I totally understood what my brother was talking about.
Okay. Understood.
Somebody say, "Yo, why is Cuban mad at you?"
Oh, I don't know if they heard it a while ago. He was mad at me and probably mad at me again. I don't know. Because the fact that you know, he doesn't get along with Joe, and I actually had no problem with Joe. And what I mean by no problem is, if I were to be somewhere and bump into Joe, me and Joe would hug each other, hi, you know, nice to see you, Nicky, I love you, girl. So he don't like that I had that rapport with him, knowing that he doesn't get along with him.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you have it, guys. Any other questions? You're free to ask. Nikki's
Yeah, ask
open.
me anything.
DJ Arroyo says, It was an honor to attend the street naming with my Fever Records family. So shout out to you for showing love
Shout
in
out
this.
to Fever Records. Yes.
Word.
Yes.
Word
Thank
up.
you for coming out. Thank you for
Somebody
those
says,
thank you for those who were far away, came last minute. I mean, thank you so much. That was dope.
absolutely.
I mean, I didn't even know. I mean, I'm not in New York, but I'm close enough. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I mean, I feel
But
like it should be an annual thing. Like it
Yeah.
shouldn't stop
right,
here.
that's what I was saying. Like, you know how they March 9th is Biggie Day. Everybody knows on the
Yeah.
West Coast that they celebrate Pac Day.
Right.
You know
Hmm.
how they still celebrate Elvis Presley Day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, let's get
It's
a
up
big
to
Pun
us to
Day.
keep it going. You know, it's up
Right,
to us.
Okay, so
right.
that's a good question. KM Hustle says, did Big Pun have a life insurance policy?
No, as I mentioned before, well, I didn't mention this one. I mentioned my other interview. My brother was a great lyricist, artist, but boy, as a businessman or a man that to have preparation, he didn't have no clue.
Okay.
He was so naive and gullible when it came to like business or doing those things. You know, it's kind of one of those things like I thought I have time. I have time to do that. I'll do that next time. So no, he didn't have no insurance policy. He didn't have no will. He didn't have anything like that.
It's just, it's one of those questions because it's like if allegedly Liza did have something to do with his death, then what was she after? Was it just an escape from him? Was it the insurance policy, life insurance, or was it, his estates and his publishing deal? We don't
Well,
know. This is all
yeah.
alleged. So,
All I can say is
Right.
I know my brother. My brother didn't have one on him. Now whether she had one on him, I don't know.
mm,
But I know my brother himself, he didn't have one. Meaning, like he didn't go out and get one and to leave something behind. But when you're married, you could get one on your spouse.
Right.
He doesn't have to know. So
right.
she may have had one on him.
Exactly. Exactly. Absolutely. So, Travel Jessica says, do you like house music? New York has a big house music scene.
Oh
Yeah,
my
she said.
God, yes, of
She like,
course, yes.
Mandruko says, what happened to Booby?
Nothing happened to Booby. That's the problem. Booby was always there, and he's still there. And he really don't get enough credit. A lot of people getting credit for the things that they did for him, but people, I think they kind of forgot that Booby was the one that was right by his side. You know, So and now he's by my side. And I love him to death.
Awesome.
Somebody says, I think you already answered this, but somebody says, have you recently tried to reach out to Joe and Remy?
As we shall know.
And they haven't
No.
tried to reach out to you either.
No, but out of all fairness, they don't have my contact. No,
Okay.
I don't have their contact because with Joe, it was not like something we talk on the phone. It was just one of those things that during these years, if I bumped into him, especially when I was in the club scene, we always show love.
Right.
But
I mean, we're in the days of social media. It's not hard to find.
it's not hard to find anybody. Nope.
So that to me is no excuse. Maybe she may not have your personal cell phone number, you know what I mean, or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
But it's nothing to. Let me look her up. Let me shoot her a quick DM.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so again, and this has been 20 years. Technology has evolved.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean. So I think
people found me.
Right.
Right, exactly. Like I don't know how much good it would do, but I do wish that some of the names that you mentioned, even as far as J-Lo and Rem, and what I mean, they see this and something strikes a nerve in their heart to you know what, my bad, and that's okay. You know what I mean? It's not gonna fix everything, but
Yeah.
at least
I didn't know. I didn't.
it at least start the healing process. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing wrong with that. It's never too late to fix something.
I agree.
So I do wish that, and I that'll be deep in my prayers too as well.
Mm-hmm.
Mandruko wants to know if you're still cool with Tony Sunshine.
Yeah, where's Tony? Sorry, I always liked Tony Sunshine. I had the biggest crush on him back in the day.
Well, you know what? In these 20 years, everybody has gone through a lot of storms. Tony was going through his storms. You know what I mean? Right. From what I hear, he's okay. So, I mean, I haven't heard from him either.
It's one of the things where life just takes its course and everybody gets involved in it.
Everybody, when my brother passed away, everybody just kind of just broke apart and everybody kind of just went different ways.
Which should have been
You
the
know,
opposite, the other way around, if you ask me. I
yeah,
mean,
rather than, make it tighter and make it bigger, but everybody just kind of went different ways and pick and chose who they're gonna go and run with.
Right.
only Tom wants to know if you ever thought about hiring a private investigator to investigate your concerns about Liza's involvement
Mhm.
in his death or the with the cops.
Real quick, before she answers that question, we're at that hour mark. We're like 2 minutes
Okay.
away. You
All
want
right,
to
so
just boot?
You want to do
well,
a part two? You want to do a part two another day?
we could do
Or you want
that
to
too.
continue tonight? I don't
I'm
care.
good
Either
with
way,
tonight. If y'all good
we
with
got, we
tonight.
got everybody's attention right now. We might as well continue.
So
Um,
so send me the invite again.
I
All
say
right, so we're
let
gonna
it
end
go.
this right
Let,
now,
let
and
it
then we'll
go
come
off.
right back in.
No, let it go
Okay.
off, and then we'll come right back in once it cuts off.
Okay. Okay.
Are you
Cool.
gonna keep going? Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
cut off.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
they want to know if you hired a private investigator regarding the concerns about Liza's involvement with his death or the cops.
that's a great question, but that's something that I can discuss.
Okay,
Right, right,
that's understandable, and that's the first one that you didn't even really get into. So I completely understand.
right.
If you are,
That's one of those you can't
if
let the lawyer know
if
what the
there
right
is,
answer.
I don't know if there is. You haven't told me this, but if there is an investigation going on, it is private, so you can't discuss that. Absolutely.
Right.
Um, um, Even if there wasn't, then you are entitled not to. So I understand that. And like she said earlier, he was cremated so fast that it was barely any time to get any evidence or get a full analysis of his autopsy. So
Mhm.
if there was any evidence, it might have been burnt away. So yeah, do you get along with Joe? Cause you both hate Liza. Wow.
Oh,
Yeah, I think had he hate, I don't, I wouldn't say hate. I don't hate anybody on this earth.
Right.
right.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. It's just that, I have a very strong feeling and sense, and I'm gonna stand for it, and I'm gonna keep going for it, and Joe has his good reasons. So, I hate, I wouldn't say hate. I think that's terrible. If anyone who
That's a
hates
strong word.
someone,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a very strong word. Yeah, I mean, you can't hate her if you don't know for sure, if that's what it is. You can only assume or you can only feel at this point, what probably transpired during his death. But like you said earlier, you really don't know for sure, which is why you're trying to get that lie detector test to come afloat and
Yes,
go from there.
please, please. If you see the video today, Liza, let's end this. Let's end this 20-year back and forth. If you say you didn't do anything, just do a lie detector test, please, and answer all the questions that I've covered today in my interview. Let's cover all those things, and
Absolutely.
let's get it cleared. That's it. I don't
Yeah,
mind look. I don't mind looking dumb for my brother. I don't mind looking dumb.
I always say
Just
that I have to
I,
apologize.
I just want to be able to sleep good finally.
Right.
Yeah, because it's on my mind every day. Every day.
Liza, if you're watching this live right now, Liza, listen, I'll be more than happy to have you on the show and interview you and see what you have to say regarding the claims and allegations that Miss Nikki just made.
That what
So
you Another thing too this is the first time I'm saying this, but I was thinking about it and I think it would be a great idea. I would love to have it. I would love to have an interview where we're both on together.
Right.
You know what I mean?
that'll be even
That's
better. I would
the-
definitely post that.
Okay,
I
so
would
we
love.
have someone that says, do you think that because Pun didn't die violently or publicly, that he's not remembered in a bigger way like other rappers?
You know what? Yeah, that's crossed our mind.
That's
That's
that's a
crossed.
valid question,
Yeah, it's a valid question. Good, great
I-
question. Yeah,
yeah,
and unfortunately, yeah, that's how it is. Yeah, I agree.
And they
yeah.
said Esteban said why there's rumors between Joe and Cuban Link, who is telling the truth about Joe didn't show up at Fordham Road. I need to know the truth. What's going on between Joe and Cuban?
Nothing that you guys haven't heard before. They have something personal between us each other. That's never been resolved.
Right.
Absolutely.
Wow.
It's sad, but it's just, and from what I'm seeing from both parties is that none of them are looking forward to resolve any of this. Um, they're pretty much like, yo, is dead forever. And it's like, that's sad. I mean, if you could actually mediate these two people, would you be willing to do so and bring them together once again?
Oh my God, yes. Yes.
Okay.
I would love to.
Someone wants to know how generous was Pun.
My brother,
You look like you just got annoyed with
no,
that.
no, it's not hard. I say I do that because the way I'm gonna describe him, I'm the same way and I'm dealing with it now. And people who know me know what I'm talking about.